but there really is hope on the way. I believe that. Welcome to CBS This Morning. That's where we're going to begin with what President Biden called light in the darkness in the fight against the coronavirus. It's coming. In his first primetime speech to the nation, he says by May 1st, just 50 days from now, every adult American, got to say that twice, will be eligible to receive the vaccine. More than 64 million Americans have already had at least one dose, and that's around 25% of the adult population.
The president also laid out the benefits of what he calls his American Rescue Plan for the U.S. economy and said Americans should remain vigilant against the virus. Ed O'Keefe is at the White House for us. Ed, good morning to you. There was grief in the speech last night, but also hope. What stood out to you with the big message?
Absolutely, Tony. Good morning. A call for national unity and cooperation. He's optimistic about the coming months, but laid out in stark terms what he thinks Americans need to do to help fight the pandemic. Keep wearing masks, socially distance, and get a vaccine when you can. And while the country is starting to look ahead to the coming months, the president took time last night to remember the hundreds of thousands of lives lost.
Finding light in the darkness is a very American thing to do. In fact, it may be the most American thing we do.
President Biden set 2 new goals on 2 key dates.
All adults, people 18 and over, eligible to be vaccinated no later than May 1.
And July 4th, Independence Day.
If we do our part, if we do this together, by July the 4th, there's a good chance you, your families and friends will be able to get together in your backyard or in your neighborhood and have a cookout or a barbecue and celebrate Independence Day.
The president said he's deploying active duty military, FEMA personnel, and retired doctors to help vaccinate Americans. And he outlined what should be possible for most Americans in the coming weeks.
You can drive up to a stadium or a large parking lot, get your shot, never leave your car, and drive home in less than an hour.
But he was also reverential as he paid tribute to lives lost, reading the exact death toll.
I carry a card in my pocket.
527,726 off a card he pulled from his pocket.
They leave behind loved ones, unable to truly grieve or to heal, even to have a funeral.
The president made a point to denounce an uptick in attacks against Asian Americans since the start of the pandemic.
So many of them are fellow Americans. They're on the front lines of this pandemic trying to save lives. And still, they're forced to live in fear for their lives just walking down streets in America. It's wrong, it's un-American, and it must stop.
The speech came just hours after Mr. Biden signed the nearly $2 trillion American Rescue Plan into law.
Got it. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
And now he, the vice president, and their spouses plan to travel to at least 6 states in the coming days to sell the plan. One of the states the president and vice president will visit together is Georgia next Friday. That state's 2 new Democratic senators were key to getting the American Rescue Plan passed. And as you saw there, he officially signed the bill yesterday, but they'll hold a ceremonial signing ceremony for the bill today in the Rose Garden. It'll be a smaller event to adhere to social distancing amid the pandemic. But we noticed something. There are at least 22 lawmakers invited to attend,